And we are live. I'm here to break down UFC Hamburg Shogun versus Smith. And before we talk about that good card on this Sunday, we'll talk about the Idaho card and also the Tuesday night contender series. I was supposed to start at 7 o'clock tonight, but I wanted to hurry up and get to it because I wanted to talk or I want to hurry up and talk about this very good card and let's talk about the Tuesday card. We had Paige Van Zandt's fiance fight. Angelo Trevino, it was a pretty good fight, I cashed on, Vanderlord, 4 units, I think at minus 145. And, I was a little nervous in the first round because he got dropped, but the dude is extremely tough. His striking looked a lot better here, to be honest. I thought he was going to tap him out, which he did, but I didn't realize his striking was looked that good. A lot of people were saying there should have been a 10-8 first round. I don't think so. It was a very close round before, he got dropped. I actually thought he was winning the fight. Then he got dropped and, showed a lot of heart. And then, he lost the first round, obviously, then go in the second round. He looked good in the feet. He hurt him, and then he taps him out, I'm surprised he didn't get signed, to be honest. I think that, the guy's talented. He does have, maybe like, what, 6 fights, 5 or 6 fights, I think. So maybe, he needs a little more experience. But I think the UFC wanted Trevino to win. And it sucks that they didn't sign him because he has potential for sure. Very strong for the division. He should probably fight at 185. Good wrestler, good grappling, good submissions, and striking looked a lot better. So yeah, cash on him. The Idaho card. I had a losing night. I'm on 1-3. I believe it was minus 4.46 on the night. My only bet or my only bet that I cashed was Nico Price. It was a nice bet, and yeah, man. You gotta. You just can't sleep on that guy, man. Nico Price is a beast, I actually thought he won the first round, to be honest, and then Brown has some momentum taking him down, but this hammer fist off his back was legit. That was a really good finish. And Nico Price is someone you have to keep your eye on because I don't care if he's losing the fight. He got the job done, and I don't think he looked bad either. He won the first round, in my opinion. Took him down. He got taken down in the second round, but the way he finished was legit. He's a finisher. All he does is finish guys, and I feel like a lot of guys are sleeping on him. And I'm excited to see who he fights next. Maybe he'll fight Miranda, or Mike Perry, but we'll see what happens. Personally, I think he beats both of them, but we'll see. My losses, yeah. So I lost in Zach Otto. It was a bad bet. I'm never trusting Zach Otto again. The guy's just a quitter, man. He in the first round, gas, and just quit. Props to Sage bettors out there. Sage has definitely looked a little better, but also fade him in the future. Miles Jury, there's nothing you can say about that besides he just went out there and got KO'd. Mendes looked good, but Mendes will also be faded in the future. And then Mary Renault, I didn't see that coming. Cat went out there and dominated her. Took it down at will. Renault couldn't get up. I did think Cat could get takedowns, but I thought Renault could have had way better, way better grappling than she showed. She didn't really, have Cat threaten anything, to be honest. So, it is what it is, man. So now we have, this good card this Sunday, and pass in the past, and let's talk about this card. So, first fight of the night, we got Damir Stasiak versus Ping Wan Lee, and this is a pretty decent fight. It's one of those fights though that personally I'm going to be passing from a betting perspective. The Chinaman, he definitely has a better stand up. He hasn't fought anybody though. He's definitely fought a lot of cans. Stasiak's a veteran. He's been in there with the better guys. He's fought the better guys. His UFC record's not the best. It's not a 2-5 losing streak. Kelleher, knocked him out in the third round. It was a pretty good fight, but Kelleher, definitely got the better in there. They had I'm not going to say a super close fight. It was a close fight with Pedro, but Pedro still won every round, but he hung in there. Took a lot of Pedro shots. He had that nice comeback victory against Davey Grant, who we'll be talking about later. I think Damien Stasiak's, obviously the veteran, he has more experience, I think he has the better ground game for sure, but I think from the feet, I think Lee has the better striking. It's a close fight, man. It's one of those fights, just like I just mentioned, I don't want any part of. I'll go with Stasiak. I think he's gonna find it. I think he's gonna get to the mat and get a sub, but I'm not confident at all. And it wouldn't, surprise me if he got knocked out here because he's just not very good in the feet, man. And he's definitely on disadvantage in the feet. But if he gets to the mat, he has the finish. And it's a pick 'em line, I'm pretty sure. So kind of, kind of curious to know that Damien opened. I'm pretty sure he opened as a dog, but both these guys aren't really that good. But yeah, I'll go with Lee here. So next fight we got Jeremy Kimball versus Darko Stasiak. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people cry or like shit on Jeremy Kimball and all this. And to be honest, he doesn't have the physique. Obviously, he's he looks like he's kind of. I mean, he just looks like a normal person. He has like a gut, ponytail. But the guy actually has some pretty good striking. He has a lot of wins by knockout. He's a very tough guy. I like his movement that he has in the feet. I'm actually picking him here. I wasn't gonna bet him, but I'm gonna stay away. Darko just he hasn't fought really anyone either, to be honest. It's weird with him. The guy is built like a brick house, but he's fought a lot of jobbers as well. He is, I think he plays into Kimball's hand because Kimball loses the guys that take him down, tap him out, and Darko's only had one win by submission. He doesn't really go for the takedown. He tries to go out there and knock you out, and that's exactly what Kimball's going to do. And Kimball has pretty good striking, man. You saw the Stanley fight, knocked him out, and before that weird donkey punchy, he hurt him with that right hand. He hurt Dominic Reyes, and then he showed some weird fight IQ. I don't know why he tried to take Dominic Reyes down. He was winning on the feet, and then he got taken down, tapped out. In his debut against what's his name? I had in the back of my head. You guys know what I'm talking about. What is his name? Hold on, I'm gonna check real quick. It's like in my mind right now. B. Kornhester. I actually bet him against Kornhester. Dave Weaver. He was winning that fight, to be honest, man. But it was a weird fight. It was weird. Like he slipped, and then just Dave Lima just landed some really good shots and just went on top, and that was it. So before the slip, Kimball was definitely winning that fight, and I'm gonna have to go with him here, man. I'm not really impressed with Stasiak. He hasn't beaten anybody in my opinion. He hasn't fought. He's beaten a lot of cans. I mean, the last guy he fought was like a 45-year-old guy, and the guy looked like he belongs in retirement home. Kimball's not really that good either. I mean, but he's a tough jobber, man. I mean, it's all about the spot. I really think he has the best striking here. I think that he can put him away. I think this Darker guy is probably sweeping on him, but I'm gonna pass. But DraftKings will probably have Kimball. So yeah, let's go Jeremy Kimball. Next fight for the upset. Next fight we got Davey Grant versus Manny Bermeduz. It's a pretty good fight. Davey Grant obviously has a better striking. Bermeduz does not have good striking. He has a chin issue as well. But Davey Grant likes to tap the mat. Davey Grant, I don't think he wants to fight anymore. Bermeduz is a up and coming hungry guy. He has a very good ground game, man. He definitely, I think will win a lot of fights in this division. And he needs to work on his striking though and his defense because he got hurt last fight against what's his name? I'm like losing right now, or I'm like forgetting names. What is his name? I don't know what his name is, but the guy just, he hasn't looked that good. Let me check real quick because now it's bugging me. What's his name? Not Alejandro Perez, but someone else. Let me see. Albert Morales. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay, but yeah, I just don't think Davey Grant just has it anymore. He obviously has a striking advantage, but I think Bermudez gives him that tap him out. But I'm not gonna be playing it at what -250, whatever it is. So I'm gonna pass. But yeah, I got Manny by sub. Next fight we got Justin Ledet versus Alexander Rakic. This is my first play in the night. And yeah, man, I got Justin Ledet. I got 4 units at -125. And a lot of people think that all this guy has the jab. And the funny thing is, he has a lot more weapons than the jab. And to be honest, the jab is very good. It's been really effective. And he hasn't really had to show anything else besides his jab because his jab is legit. I mean, I think he's going to jab Rakic's face off, to be honest. Rakic could throw some leg kicks, but I think Ledet could take him down. I think a lot of people see him on his ground game. He's a purple belt under Diakiese. Gets a lot of wins by sub as well. And I like the way he hides his jab, behind that right hand. He has a serious right hand, serious jab, good left hand, good movement. He doesn't get hit that much either, man. He just sits back and just jabs your face off. And, Rakic definitely gets hit a lot. Brasso was hurt. Not hurt, but Brasso was definitely landing some good shots in the feet. Obviously he beat Brasso, but Brasso's a jobber, to be honest. I think Ledet would smoke him, dominate him as well. I think Ledet would actually finish him, though. Rakic, 9-1, been tapped out. I actually do think the guy has potential. You know, I don't think he's a jobber. You know, he is a decent fighter. He's a pretty good prospect, to be honest. I just think Ledet's, too much for him right now. I think he's going to jab his face off. Like I mentioned, the best jab is probably one of the best jabs in the division. Dropping down to 205, I think, he's going to be definitely a bigger guy, and they're one of the biggest guys in this weight class. I like his footwork. I like everything about Justin Ledet, man, to be honest. I mean, I think this guy's going to go far in this division, and I just don't see how Rakic's going to win this fight. I mean, obviously, he can hurt him with leg kicks, but if he does, I think Ledet's just going to toil him on the feet, and I think he can take him down as well. I think Ledet does have the grappling advantage. I think, he might take him there, take it down if Rakic catches the leg kick. But I just think, on the feet, I just think that's more tactical. And it's a good fight, man. But I got Justin with that. I mean, that jab is legit and that right hand. And a lot of people, like I just mentioned, think that he's just has a jab. He has a lot more weapons, which I just mentioned. He has a grappling advantage, I think. I think he can get takedowns. I know we tapped out Mark Ogden, which is a jobber, but I mean, the dude has like five or six wins by sub. So obviously he has a ground game. We just haven't seen it yet because he's been jabbing people, their faces off. I mean, in my opinion, he changes Chase Sherman's life. I mean, Chase Sherman's chin hasn't been the same. So you watch that fight with that, was teeing off on him in the feet. And then against Godberry, he's doing the same thing, and they took him down, tapped him out. And his last fight, he didn't look as good as the last two fights, but he's facing, a long way off, and still won every round. I don't know how it's a split, to be honest. And he took some big shots too. That has a serious chin, but this guy just is, just the way he dictates the fight, the way he sits back and just jabs you, and the way he hides it behind that right hand, like I already mentioned. I just think that with that, has more ways to win. And I think, even the main way he has to win is super effective with that jab. So I got with that. I think he's gonna hurt him with the jab, and I actually think he's gonna either win a decision or get it to the mat and tap him. I don't think he's gonna knock Rakic out, but I think he's gonna with that's and you get a good one here, man, to get a step up in competition. So hopefully he fights like Dominic Reyes or something like that. Because I think with that will jab his face off as well. So yeah, man, my first fight. So next fight we got Khalid Taha versus Narimani. Narimani is a pretty good grappler. He trains with the Alpha Male. I believe he was supposed to fight Nasrat last fight at lightweight, but now he's in his natural weight class. I didn't do too much tape on this fight. I believe that Khalid has been tapped out before. Guy fights in Risen or Rising. I think Narimani's the rightful favorite. I think he's gonna go out there and get the win. Use grappling. But yeah, I'm not confident in that fight. So, but yeah, I got Narimani. So next fight we got Meek versus Bartos Fabinski. A lot of people are really confident in the dog here. He does have like 16 takedowns his last two fights, but to be honest, he's fought jobbers. I mean, Hector Urbina is so bad. The guy's been finished like so many times. And Gareth McKellen, like, come on, dude, you guys are terrible. All these guys are bad, man. I mean, and honestly, man, for Fabinski, he's looked good in his grappling, but striking's atrocious. I think Meek is, definitely blows him out in the water. I think he stuffs is going to get this win. I think he's going to stuff. I mean, just because Usman, dominated him, what makes you think that Fabianski's gone to? Usman's, a top 5 guy right now, maybe even top 3 guy. And Fabianski just hasn't beaten anybody impressive. He just looks like a robot in the feet. I mean, Usman doesn't have the best striking either, but his striking is still like 100 times better than Fabianski's. And Meek, had a pretty good win against Jordan. I know Meek took him down a couple times, but Meek just showed that he's a ferocious guy. Got right back up, and I just think Meek's gonna do too much for this guy. Bartos is also dropping the welterweight. No one's really talking about that because the guy is was a pretty decent size middleweight. But to be honest, man, I really think that Meek's gonna get this win. I'm not confident, and I'm not gonna be betting it, but I do think he's gonna get the win. Actually, I'm pretty confident for DraftKings, but for betting purposes, I'm not going to be playing it. I'm not going to be playing it because, minus 155, minus 160, and I think my other 3 plays, I like more. But I got Meek by KO. Next fight, we got Nick Hein versus Damir Hasanovic. This is a good fight. Damir, I catch on with some arson held. The guy just does not, know how to get up from his feet. He likes to go to his back too much. He definitely is a pretty good striker. He gets hit a lot. Big guy. Nick Hein, pretty good striker as well. Obviously has a grappling advantage because Damir's not going to have the grappling advantage when he fights with most people. If Nick Hein fights smart, I think he's going to get the win. If he gets takedowns in on the feet, it's close. Both these guys are pretty decent strikers. It's just one of those fights I want to stay away from. I want to bet. I'm not bet. I want to pick Damir, but I just think Nick Hines, has more ways to win. I think on the feet it's very very close. I think Damir might have more power. I think Hines could kind of maybe outstrike him, a little more technical. But I think if Nick Hein wants to win this fight, he's going to have to mix it up and get him in the ground. So I got Nick Hein by decision, but I'm not confident at all. Next fight, we got Nasrat versus Mark Diakiese. This is my second play of the night. And yeah, I got 3 units on the dog and Nasrat. A lot of people, like to say that the guy sucks, he's a jobber because he lost to Marcin Held and all this. And I've talked a lot of crap about Marcin Held as well. But I mean, facing Marcin Held in short notice, I don't think you can't really doubt the guy. I mean, there's a 30-27 loss, but I actually thought it was a lot closer decision in my opinion. I really don't think a 30-27. The guy dropped him like 3 times. Not 3 times, but he dropped him at least once or twice. And on the ground, Marcin Held definitely is a pretty good grappler. That's what he's known for. Not a really good striker, a little shitty, but the dude definitely is, was a very good grappling game. And he just basically just laid on him, man, and just, won the fight with his grappling. Mark wants to win this fight. He's going to have to take him down. I think that on the feet, Nasrat has the better boxing. I think he could pressure him. I think he needs to get in his face and not let Mark use his kicks because Mark definitely, wants to use distance here, I think. But to be honest, I think Mark, wants to take it to the mat. He's definitely turning him the wrestler in this fights. On the feet, the guy's an athletic freak. He has, good athleticism. He's fast. He has good kicks, but his boxing's not that good. Against Dan Hooker, I mean, it was, I think Hooker won every round. Hooker hurt him in the feet and then he shot in, got tapped out. Didn't look good against Crosshead. I thought Crosshead won that fight, but it was an ugly fight. I just think Nasrat, if he keeps it on the feet, I think he can win this fight. If he practices and uses boxing, Nasrat has some pretty good hands, man. Great hand speed. They're both pretty good size for the division, but I just think Nasrat has a better strike hand than he's going to go out there. I don't think he's going to finish Mark because Mark is a pretty tough dude to finish, but I think he's going to win decision. So I got Nasrat by decision, and just keep it on the feet, man. Because if you do, you're going to win. If you get taken down, I'll be worried. But I mean, Mark doesn't have the grappling that Marcin Held does, so. I don't think Mark's going to go out there and, tap him out. I don't think Mark could hold him down as well. So I got Nasrat. Next fight, we got Danny Roberts versus David Zawada. Yeah, I got Danny Roberts here. I've been going back and forth, but I just don't think David's, that impressive. The guy's taking it on short notice. He gets hit a lot as well. I was going to definitely, pick Alan Joban, but I probably wouldn't have done him. But Danny Roberts, he's definitely, I think, is the better fighter here. I think he has more ways to win. He has his chin issue for sure, but I mean, I think he'll win. But I'm not playing it minus 800, minus 400. Next fight, we got Marcin Tybura versus Stefan Struve. This is my last play tonight. It's probably my most confident bet. And yeah, I got 4 units on Tybura at minus 190. I forgot to mention Nasrat. I think it was a plus 160. But yeah, I just think that Stefan Struve is done in my opinion. I think the guy wants to fight anymore. He looked terrible against Andre Arlovski last fight. He didn't look that good against Volkov. I mean, Volkov is, a pretty good fighter, but I mean, just he quit in that 3rd round. He just didn't even do anything against Arlovski. Arlovski dominated that fight. I think Tybura could take him down. I think Tybura could, hurt him on the feet. I think Tybura can win wherever this fight goes, to be honest. I know Tybura, gas and lost against Derek Lewis, but I mean, Tybura is so much of I feel like this, a way better fighter than Stefan Struve. I mean, I know he lost that fight to Derek Lewis, but I mean, Derek Lewis is a way better fighter as well, I think. And then Stefan Struve. I mean, Stefan Struve just doesn't want to fight anymore, to be honest. Tybura gassed against Arlovski, but he still won the fight. I think he won a decision here. I think he can finish him, to be honest. I don't see Struve putting Tybura away. This isn't Derek Lewis, so Struve hasn't put anybody away in a long time. And I just think it's a huge mismatch because this guy just does not want to fight anymore, man. Tybura, definitely has the advantage on the feet, definitely has advantage on the ground. I think he needs to finish it though because against Derek Lewis he should have finished him. He didn't, but hopefully he learns his lesson. I think he has, and that's all about the spot. I'm not that high on Tybura anymore after what he did to me against Derek Lewis, but when I saw this with Stefan Struve, I mean, I had to do it because Stefan Struve just doesn't have it in him anymore. So I got Marcin Tybura with a finish. Next fight, we got Vitor Miranda versus Abu Zetiar, I think. Yeah. I'm not picking a guy that lost to Chris Camozzi. He also lost to Vitor, but Vitor's not bad. Abu, he's definitely, fought a lot of guys outside the regional scene. He's making his debut. it's close fight. And I mean, I wouldn't say it's close fight, but I mean, on the feet, I mean, Miranda has some good kickboxing, but I mean, he gets taken down a lot. I mean, the dude, he's old for sure. He does not look, he looks a lot old. I mean, he's like what 40, but I mean, he looks older than that for sure. I didn't really watch how much tape though on this fight, so but I'm gonna have to go with Abu. I think he wins, but I'm not confident. Next fight, we got Glover Teixeira versus Corey Anderson. This is a weird fight. Glover Teixeira, he definitely looks like he's 80 out there. He does have the advantage on the feet. I mean, Corey Anderson has pretty good boxing. I gotta admit, the dude's boxing is good, but his chin is the reason why. Like, the guy that's just not that. I mean, he's decent, but I mean, just the way you can't bet on a guy like Corey Anderson because that chin's so bad. But I don't know if this is a good or a bad matchup for him. I mean, this is like a weird fight because Corey Anderson could definitely take him down, kind of do the same game plan that Phil Davis did. Because Corey Anderson, let's be honest, like the guy has some really good like traits. The guy has very good wrestling, good grappling, good boxing. It's the chin with him, man. He gasses too. Um, Glover has some good submissions. He has the striking advantage. He didn't look that good against Misha, even though he got the knockout. But I just think Glover Teixeira is going to knock him out. If he doesn't, though, I think, Corey Anderson could out-grapple him. I don't think he's going to tap Glover out, but, I mean, it's a weird fight. Is he going to pound Glover out on the ground? Maybe, but, I mean, I got Glover. Next fight, the main event, we got Shogun versus Anthony Smith. It's a close fight. I mean, Smith hasn't really fought anybody, to be honest. He's 1-0, 205. Shogun, definitely has fought the better guys, beating the better guys. I mean, Shogun's on the decline, Smith's on the incline, but, I mean, Smith, I wouldn't say as he could. They both have, they're both shinny for sure. Smith's looked bad in a lot of his wins, and a lot of his wins are by comeback. Shogun's definitely looked better, man. He looked pretty good against Volante, even though Volante sucks. Beat Corey Anderson. That was a pretty close fight. It's one of those fights that I just really want no part of from the betting perspective, but I think the favorite's going to win. I think Anthony Smith's going to go out there and knock him out. I'm not confident. I'm not playing it. Maybe DraftKings will probably have him, but I think Smith's better at 205, and I just think that he's going to catch him with like a knee or something. Kind of like the OSP fight, how he caught him really early, but if he doesn't catch him, it's going to be a bit interesting. Third round Anthony Smith could happen, but I mean, it's a weird fight. But yeah, I'll go with Anthony Smith. So yeah, guys, that's my 3 fights. 3 units on Nasrat, 4 units on Tybura, and 4 units on Justin Ledet. And yeah, man, I hope everyone cashes. And then I think the week after that, we got the Canada card, which is DP versus I was going to say Justin Gagey because but versus Eddie Alvarez. And it's a pretty good card actually from betting perspective. Card for that's pretty good, 227. So yeah, guys, comment below. Let me know who you guys got. If you guys got any bets, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Later, guys.